Good morning. How is everyone today? How are you after yesterday's game? There's not an awful lot to talk about, really, is there? It wasn't the best of games, really. I'm joking. There's lots to talk about. 636 days since Man United were last beaten away. 29 games, and none other than the Foxes beat them. Let's get going.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Are you ready for the show? Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. We want your views, we want your comments, so join us live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Morning all, caught me again having me cup of tea. Let's just say hello to a few people that have joined us bright and early. Matthew, morning, how the devil are you? Mark Harrison, how the devil are you? Maz, how are you? Ian, how are you? Facebook user, just click that link so we can see you. It doesn't mean anything, just sees that we can see you. Morning, Nick, how are you? Mick Hewitt is there. Morning, how is everyone? How is good? Brett, how are you? Stephen, all the comments are flying in. Dave Lockhead, how are you, pal? Morning, it's all good. Reedy, what a day it was yesterday morning. Mark Townsend, Anthony, how are you? Mark Medhurst, Andy Medhurst, good morning. What a game. Craig Pearson, how are you, pal? How are you go? It looks worse. He looks worse for wear. Yes, I do actually. I had a bit of a busy day at the bar. We're nearly finishing, so it's getting a bit more busier. Morning, Darren from Hinckley. Hope you're well. Well, did you know that was the third game on the trot we beat Man United, and that was the first time since 1901. 1901 since we've done that. It's the second time. It's only the second time we beat them. 2 games on the trot since 1973, and the first time ever in Premiership history for us to beat them. 2 games on the trot. I'm going to bring Jack in to see how Jack is. Jack, morning. How are you, pal?
Very good.
How were you after yesterday? I'm a bit hoarse because in the bar yesterday, I was taking the mickey. There was 4 Man United fans in and we were having a bit of banter. One of them is Nathan, cracking lad Nathan was, and we had a bit of banter. And my throat's a little bit sore from yesterday's game. Even I was watching, I just felt like I was there yesterday. You were there. What was it like, pal?
What can I say? There's a warrant out there now. A report looking for Cristiano Ronaldo. If you've seen him, give the police a call, innit, because they're looking for him. Went missing yesterday at the King Power Stadium from 3 o'clock till about 10 to 5. So if you've got any information you want to give the police, go and hand it over to him right away because he was nowhere to be seen yesterday. Classy player that Cristiano Ronaldo is. But, you know, Man United are thought, you know, we bring 36-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo in. We're going to win the league and that. We're going to win trophies. You know, it's not a one-man team, Man United. You've still got 10 other players who can do a job for you. But, you know, a world-class player in Ronaldo, that's what they thought. It saved Solskjaer's job. But obviously, you know, it's gone flat on his face now. And Man United fans are right on his back.
They are. They are. The councillor says, yes, mate, good game. Best game that KP since I can remember for a while. Yes, even the atmosphere on the TV, you could tell it was brilliant. Glenn, Magic, it's wrong one. Glenn, Magic Day. Morning, Dave. How are you? Excellent game. Yes, Yuri Tillemans. What do you think to Yuri, the old star man? Do you think he's getting his bit of his, the old star man, do you think he's getting his magic back or is it one off? And Jack, did you think he meant that goal? Honestly, when you saw it, the first, did you think? I wasn't sure myself when I saw it, but when you look at the TV coverage of it, you can see he wasn't looking at the players. He was looking straight at the goal from behind. So at first, yes, I thought it was a cross. But when you look at it properly, you can see he was going for that. I honestly think he was going for that.
Yeah. When I seen it yesterday in the Cop, I thought it were a cross to the back post for somebody to get the red on it, and then it somehow found its way in. And then I went mad. I thought we fully deserved it. We worked hard yesterday. The difference in class we shown yesterday when Vestergaard's not in the team and Bertrand, we had that energy. Castagna, Ricardo, I've been calling that out for weeks. Johnny Evans, Kagalar Siunchu, Daniel Amati, fantastic back five yesterday. They were the fantastic five. They did a job. Yuri Tillemans, back to his best. And that's what I really hope he could do this season.
Terry, I've lost the comment now. Where's it gone? Terry Payne said, where is it? Here it is. Terry Payne. I think he's the brother of Chris that lives here, actually. Yuri did that goal shot twice in the first half, but he does that quite a lot, though, doesn't he? He does look for that ball, that curling ball into the back post. And I think yesterday, honestly, he deserved that goal. I wouldn't say he's back to his best, though, pal, would you? But I would say he's on the way back. That was his best game he's had this season, don't you think?
Yeah, it's the best game Leicester City Football Club's had this season. Like Brendan Rodgers said yesterday, it's the best game we've seen this season. He knows that Leicester City can perform like that. And if you pick the right team like you did yesterday, Brendan, and attacking side like Ricardo and them sort of players, you'll get the results. It just shows yesterday we missed Johnny Evans, and what a magnificent player he really is.
He certainly is, isn't he, pal? Johnny Evans is the one that we need in that defence, regular as clockwork, or we're missing. What I like to see was the style of football yesterday, Jack. I don't know about you. We didn't have that tippy-tappy football we've been playing side to side. We looked more attacking football. We looked like we wanted to score. There was actually, I think at one point, Madison told the two centre-halves to get upfield. Told the three centre-halves to get upfield. Also, talking about three centre-halves, Daniel Amati. We've only won 5 games this year. He started in all 5 games and people still berate him. But he started all 5 games. Surely that tells you a story.
Well, it shuts the critics up for a start. I mean, every time he gets criticised, Leicester City win a game. Daniel Amati, I think he's played quite well when he's been in the team. Sometimes his passing's not as great as others, like Johnny and Kagzu can pass a ball the way they can and he can't. But I think he worked hard. He kept the world's best player out yesterday in Cristiano Ronaldo. So I'm quite pleased in the way he performed yesterday.
Jono's here. Morning, John. It was an amazing game. Did a cracking job on the watch along yesterday. Bull game. Shout out to Amati. And I don't think he had him in. I don't think Amati had Ronaldo in his pocket. I think Evans sussed that one. But Jono, cracking day yesterday for you. Enjoyed watching bits and bobs when I could. Sumer, what do you think to Sumer so far? Nick's asked the question. Sumer looked to have sussed the tempo on the Premiership. Had a great game. Would you have him regular or would you have Wilf back in the team? Which one would you go for?
The thing is, when Sumer came in, he's got some very big shoes to fill in Wilfred Ndidi's. Wilfred Ndidi is one of the best centre defensive midfielders in Europe and one of the best in the Premier League at what he does. Sumer, he's going to learn quite a lot off Wilfred Ndidi with the experience and that, and he's only going to get better. I mean, he was one of the best centre defensive midfielders in the League last season and rightfully won the league. I think this season's about a learning curve for him, learning and getting better and improving in his game every game he plays. I guess his confidence is going to build yesterday because look at the way he were winning them balls yesterday in that midfield. It reminded me of Wilfred Ndidi being there and doing that. And Sumer did Wilf proud yesterday in standing in that position and taking the game to Manchester United.
I mean, Joe Wright has just made so much intensity yesterday, shows how important Johnny Evans is. I mean, we've mentioned Johnny Evans. I've talked about other players, and we seem to always go back to Johnny Evans at the minute, don't we? We missed him, and it just does really show. But yes, from the start, the whole game was different, wasn't it? They looked more, I don't know, they wanted to attack more, didn't they? The change of plan, hopefully, it's not just a one-off game that they played the setup for Man United. I just hope we do that week in, week out, because we've got some tough games. One player that you and me don't really, not a favourite player, is Perez. He came on and he sort of changed the game a bit, didn't he? Now, Nick, I think he got the assist for the third goal as well. I think he got the flick. I know the second goal, Cag's goal, it came off his backside and he got Vardy's assist, but I think he got 3 assists yesterday. I'm not 100% sure on that, but yeah, Perez. Talk about Perez, because he's not yours and mine favourite player, is he? I'll support him, but he's not my favourite player.
No, he's no one's favourite player at Leicester City. He gets criticised when he's not doing well. which every player should. But, he came on yesterday, did a fantastic job on Wan-Bissaka, set up Jamie Vardy, and what a finish. Came on, got 2 assists, did his job. That's a £30 million player where you're running at players, taking them on and performing well to the levels that Brendan Rodgers wants. Perez did his job. No critics yesterday, and rightfully so. They're the levels that Brendan Rodgers wants, them high-intensity games where they're working hard, fighting for every ball. All like gladiators yesterday, Jamie. Every single player stuck to the job and took it to Man United, won that midfield battle. And that second half, Man United didn't know how to cope with Leicester yesterday. I mean, Paul Pogba, Fernandes, Ronaldo, these so-called big players at Manchester United who's supposed to be winning them games were nowhere to be seen yesterday. It's criminal of Leicester City to make them look like that. Very average.
Yesterday, we rode in, took all the money and rode off, didn't we? Dick Turpin at his best. David Gavin, the Irish Fox, has said Perez took 4 players out of the equation to leave Vardy clear to respect to him. Yes, but I tell you what, I'm going to bring Reedy in now. Morning, Reedy. Let's bring him in because he wasn't ready then. He was still yawning, I think, when I brought him in then. Reedy, £80 million defender. We've had Man United's pants down over that because he was useless yesterday, wasn't he? Too slow, not decisive. Talk Harry Maguire and Man United's defence, and what do you thought?
He hated the pressure yesterday. All we did yesterday was pressure them. The moment we put any of their defenders under pressure, they just cracked. You could see what was happening. Even Lindelof. Every time they had the ball at the back, you saw Vardy running at them. They didn't like what we were doing against them. Even Kelechi with the Tillemans goal, they were in the corner. You just run at them, And even in the corner, you're not going to get anything from it, but you did. You got the ball, and then you got back into the box, and you scored the goal. It was a brilliant setup yesterday, and I think, like I say, even the subs like you were saying, everything Rodgers did yesterday, just with the pressure and who we brought on, who brought him off, just made it look like, you know what, we're going for this. And it got even worse for the defence when Daka came on, because he was just like, go on then, try and do something with that then.
Let's just bring Jono in, because Jono did the watch-along yesterday. Jono, cracking watch-along yesterday. I saw bits of it. I didn't see all of it, but cracking watch-along, pal. When Dakar came on, did you think that's a good substitution by him to bring him on and a bit more pace?
Perez and Daka will just change the game. What I said to Elijah when Manchester United was starting to get into the game, was starting to be under pressure, they were coming at us. As soon as he brought on Perez and Daka, we were just on top again. Perez with that brilliant assist to Vardy. Daka came on, almost scored instantly and made an impact. Yeah, I think Brendan Rodgers was a masterclass. Tactical masterclass, substitutions. I saw the formation and when we're going to win this because we look like it set up like a different team. So yeah, brilliant.
Now I haven't seen your reaction to the Rashford goal yet, but did you have time to moan before you were cheering yesterday to when Vardy scored, Jono? Because it was 15 seconds later when Vardy scored. You must have been down 1 minute and up there like the rest of us, to be honest.
To be honest, I think every goal, yes, it was quality goal. I wasn't going to go, maybe Sunchu could have been in line a bit more with Evans, but to be honest, like that ball to assist Rashford was world class. You know, every goal that was scored yesterday was like, okay, fair enough, that was a good goal. Greenwood's goal was like, can't even moan. We couldn't have stopped it, but no, I was a bit, Rashford scored, and then on TV, it panned out to the Rashford goal. Immediately afterwards, Perez was there to the box, assisting to Vardy. So I was like, "Oh, what's happening?" So yeah, it was brilliant.
The councillor said a shout out to Kel though was outstanding and set the tone when mugging off Maguire for Yuri's goal. Jack, he did. I thought Kel has been outstanding recently, hasn't he? And he deserves to be a regular starter, doesn't he?
Yeah, it just shows when you play Vardy and Kel up front what a difference it can make, Jamie. And look how many goals actually get scored. He's a workhorse. Kel's all built on confidence. If you start him, you'll get a great game out of him. If you don't start him, then he's got to build himself up. But yesterday he started again. And what a fantastic game he had here, running down them defenders. He was like a horse winning the Grand National. He wanted that trophy more than everybody else. And he got that win and fully deserved involved in that win. And then Daka came on and did Kelechi's job again, running down them defenders. Maguire, £80 million. Marks Electrical have got some fridges cheaper than that. So you might as well nip there.
Said second match in a row, Nacho has robbed your defender to make a goal. He truthfully did it against Palace, didn't he, last week? And he's done it against Man U yesterday. Really, what do you think to Nacho's performance?
Amazing. Like, you can't fault him when he starts. You know you're going to get something out of him if he gets put into the starting lineup. And every time you think he's going to score. Yes, he didn't score yesterday, but he set up, what, I'd say 2 or 3 chances. Or even just the movement he makes up in the attack just changes the game for Vardy or Maddison. Like, don't get me wrong. I saw people slating Iheanacho a bit for like his touching and all that stuff, like in the game. I'm just like, no one played bad yesterday. For me, no one played bad. Maybe Casper's kicking wasn't the best, but I don't want to be negative because, like I said, no one performed awful at all. And for me,
apart from the referee that was a bit biased on one side,
the referee's a bit biased. Yeah, Pogba.
An outside shout, an outside man of the match for me is gonna be. I don't want to say it, but Amati did really well for me.
Really says Amati. Just very quickly, I can't pronounce his name. Everyone knows I'm absolutely terrible. Somebody Johnson. History was made yesterday. Dakar became the first Zambian to score. It was actually the 105th different nation to score in the Premier League since it started. So it became the first Zambian, but the 105th different nation. That's just a sign of the whole Premier League in itself. It attracts everybody from different people, doesn't it? Even the lad from Southampton yesterday, he was Albanian. He was the first Albanian to score as well. So we seem to attract a lot of players. Just one topic, not to do with football, is the Birch. Birch was taken to hospital yesterday, weren't he, during the game? According to his lad, I don't know what was wrong with him, but he's okay, he's all right, and he stayed in overnight, so hopefully he'll come out today. So hopefully the Birch gets better. Doesn't sound serious, but after what he had a couple of years ago with the heart attack, I suppose you best play safe, haven't you? Go on, Reedy, you're just about to say something.
I was just saying that the last few games, people were kind of moaning about more of the substitute side of the games. Like, obviously, last game we brought on Albrighton for Lookman. And then, obviously, yesterday, you brought someone like Daka. Then you brought Perez on. He actually looked like he was thinking, you know what? If we lose this, it's fair play. But if we win this, then it's going to be an outstanding game.
Anthony, I've just realised Anthony's in America, so he must be up very early this morning. But yes, the referee was a bit of a pregnant goldfish, wasn't he? I can't figure out why Matic didn't get a yellow card for that tackle on Maddison after about 5 minutes. Whether they thought, it's too early to give anybody it's never too early to give a yellow card. I remember Vinnie Jones getting one after 10 seconds.
Maguire bear hugged Iheanacho. Like, he full on hugged him. Like, where's the yellow card for that?
Then we got the goal from there, though, didn't we? So I'm glad we didn't get a free kick for that, Jono. So it's sort of...
But it's just... I know we did got the goal from it, but, like, I didn't know it was a tactical... It was a perfect tackle, giving him a bear hug and then not letting him run forward.
Did you see the stats about the fouls that happened?
Yeah, there's 17 fouls.
Blimey.
And only, 2 yellow cards?
Right, here's one for you, Reedy. The councillor has asked about Madders. I know you're his biggest fan. Out of us 4, you're his biggest fan. So I know he hasn't been playing well. He hasn't contributed anything, goals or assists in 20 games. But I do think yesterday he played an awful lot better. Maybe not his best game he's played, but he did have a good game yesterday. What do you think he needs to improve on just to get that one assist or 1 goal he needs to just get his confidence back?
I think it's just to be a bit quicker again. Obviously, yesterday he was good in the balls he was making, just with like the outside of his foot, making them passes down to the wings and whatnot. But I think there was one chance where he had so much space to pass it, and he just kept going and going and going, and then he stopped and he just got caught. And that's the point where you need to be a bit quicker, and then that probably would have got him assist at least. So I think with the ball, obviously sometimes yes he's quick with the ball, but he needs to be quick at times where you can see a pass going through and he just needs to pass it instead of just hoping get close to the box and then pass it and then you're too late to do it. So he just needs to be quick with the ball. But I think yesterday he was brilliant to say that how he has been performing.
Yeah, it was definitely better. Ross has just our own Ross has put up with one of his stats. Vardy's one of them ones again. 4 consecutive Premier League games he scored now. Do you think, Jono, he could beat it? Do you think he could get 12 in 12? Is it possible to do it again and beat his own record? Do you think?
No, it's not possible.
Oh, no, confidence.
Like, I think with the age he's at and with the different players we've got, I think it won't be possible again. But do I think this is the start of our season? Yes, I think Brendan has sit back and gone, right, what's gone wrong? What do we need to improve on? And they said, right, the beginning of the season has been rubbish. We need to change something. And then the tactics we saw yesterday just proved that. And I think this is the start of our season and a great start to the difficult running games we've got coming up.
Right, just the last bit. Terry Payne has put the reception when he went off will help his confidence after being booed so many games. Do you agree with that, Reader?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think,
and Mark's put,
like I say, he didn't know.
Your mate Mark, he still hasn't worked hard enough to warrant a start, but it's a start though, isn't it? For him, it's a start that will give him confidence, won't it? Tomorrow, yesterday.
I knew he'd start yesterday. I even said in my show that I knew that the sort of team he needed to put up was either going to be a 3 at the back or a 4 at the back, but he needed that 2 striker with a person in behind, and I knew it was going to be Maddison. And when Perez was coming on, I knew that it was going to be Maddison's time to come off. So I just know that we had to just get behind him because he didn't, like I say, he didn't get anything stat wise as an assist or a goal, but you can't fault how he played. He tried to do as much as he can. Yeah, as long as he did what he could.
Jack, we're going to talk about this man for a bit. I mean, how many more accolades can he get? Yesterday was his 125th goal in the Premiership in 253 games. He's level with Nicholas Anelka, but Anelka did it in 100 more games in 364. He's one behind Robbie Keane in the Premiership lead on 126. Keane also did it in 100 games more. What happened? Just explain where Vardy's come from. I don't know how to say anything better about Jamie Vardy. You try, Jack.
I'm just going to say one word. GOAT. Absolute GOAT. I do not care. It was the battle of the GOATs yesterday. Cristiano Ronaldo versus JV9. And JV9 won that battle yesterday. Jamie Vardy, consistency is key in his game, and he did exactly that yesterday. He worked hard. He ran down them defenders like old Jamie Vardy would. He put them under so much pressure. Look at him against Wan-Bissaka. And then Wan-Bissaka threw him on the floor and then got that free kick and Leicester scored. Patson Daka.
And it was in the same corner. That was in the same corner as the 5-3 one when he won the penalty, when he elbowed Raphael, wasn't it? And he wasn't.
What I find funny is that everyone's saying who has a better career, Kane or Vardy, and everyone's like, "Oh, Kane," and because he's captain of England. But I'm like, Jamie Vardy's won a Premier League, he's won a Golden Boot, he's won the FA Cup, he's won the Community Shield, he's in the record books. He scored 11 consecutive games in a row. I mean, like his career has outshone Harry Kane, but Harry Kane plays for a bigger club, which therefore means he's a bigger player.
Kingdoms has said there's no better striker I would ever risk swapping Jamie Vardy for. That's how highly I think of that man. I wouldn't swap him for anything. Not Sahar, not Kane, not even CR7, who's how old is it? Is he a year old or the same age? No, he's a year old.
36, I think. Yeah.
Vardy's 35 in January.
At the end of his career, Kane will think, "Oh, I've scored a lot of goals. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that."
What have you won?
One player of the year, but what's he won? He's actually won nothing. On your CV, not a goal scoring record, it's trophies. That's what people want to see on your CV at your end of your career. And Vardy's done it. Vardy's got 3 trophies. How many's Harry Kane got? Right, I've missed out one bloke today. I forgot all about him. How can I forget out? Mr.
he was phenomenal.
Mr. Soyuncu.
Turkish delight.
What are people's thoughts? Jono, go.
I put in the comments earlier that Marte had Ronaldo in his pocket. Maybe it was over-exaggerated, but Soyuncu did have Ronaldo in his pocket. I'm sorry. Every time a player came down the wing, he was like, nah, you're not getting past me. And he did slide tackle, but everyone was perfect. His heading in from corners was brilliant. I thought, he was back to his best. And was that because Evans was there? Maybe. But even still, he was brilliant.
Yeah, go on then. Caglar, come on. Because I don't want to get too excited about Caglar because he's my favourite player. I'll be a bit biased. Reedy, how did he play?
Outstanding. I said in my show that Rodgers had looked at the issues we had through the start of the season, and he's tried to resolve them issues in the defence, and he showed yesterday. I think all 3 of them were so confident in what they were doing. No, like iffy moments go, where am I going to pass to? What's this? What's that? But like I say, Soyuncu was actually outstanding. Obviously, for me, not my man of the match defender, but he was outstanding. You know, like I say, you can't fault any of the players, but yesterday, all 3.
Ian Barron, who's a Darlington fan, who's the mad Darlington fan, he's had an operation on his elbow, so he's not at work for 6 weeks, so he's decided to watch us for a bit. He said he saw Jamie Vardy make his debut against Fleetwood against Darlington. That must have been, I don't know how many years ago, that must have been probably 12, 13 years ago. But if you think about it, Vardy didn't start until he was 27, did it? In the professional football. So he's done league football, sorry.
If he was picked up in his 20s, I'm sorry, he'll be classed as one world-class striker and go to any club. He's that good.
Yeah. Right, before we go, one last thing. I know Reedy's already said it. Everyone's man of the match. That's what I want to know. Get in your comments. Put in your comments below. Who's your man of the match? Everyone, and say why. Not just his name. I want you to know why you think another was in. Who was the man of the match? Jack, you go. Man of the match and why. Not just name, why.
Philbert the Fox. No, I'm joking. No, I'm joking. The old team of Brendan Rodgers. No, I chose Cags yesterday, and then I got criticised for it because he made that mistake. Rashford scored that goal. But you don't know where Rashford's going to. You don't know where Rashford's going to be at that time, do you? Really?
It was a bad position.
It wasn't even nowhere near Cags. How can you step up from that position? You can't. So I don't think you can blame Cags for the.
No, you can't.
World-class cross. You can't stop it.
No, there was nothing we could have done about it.
Yeah, so I chose Cags. Fantastic yesterday, Mr. Turkish Delight. Shows the difference when the human lamppost is not in defence and Johnny Evans is. He scored a goal against Man United again, Jamie. His last goal was against Manchester United at Old Trafford. So 2 goals in 2 games against Man United now for Cags, and what a celebration. Yesterday in front of the Cop, I battered an heart attack when Cags scored, shouted from the rooftops. And then look at him. He was like Usain Bolt getting back yesterday when they cleared them corners.
There was a moment on the TV, it sounded like it was going to be given offside. Well, Premier Sports I was watching, you couldn't see that they didn't show the lines or anything, but it looked really, really close.
And he hit Maguire's leg. That's why it came from Manchester United player.
Harry Maguire defending them corners.
It came off Harry's leg. If it didn't hit Maguire's leg, it would have been offside.
Harry Maguire defending them corners yesterday. I wonder what Daka had at the back post. Oh my God.
It was just unbelievable. It really was. Just on another thing, just why I've thought about it. Everyone keeps going on about how we replace Jamie Vardy. But what is becoming more clearer is how we're going to replace Johnny Evans.
Yeah.
So you're all dumbstruck there. There's only Jono's thought about this. So go on then, Jono. How would you replace Johnny Evans? Because everyone keeps saying, oh, we've got to find somewhere for Jamie Vardy to replace him. How are we going to replace a man like Evans?
We've already got a replacement for Jamie. We won't say replacement, but we've got players in place to sort of react. Like Duckers pretty much can be the same sort of style of footballer as Jamie Vardy. So I'm not concerned about that. Vestergaard, I don't think has the same, maybe some abilities, but his knowledge of the game isn't nowhere near as much as Evans. His control over the pitch isn't anywhere near as good as Evans. I don't know who we can replace him with. I don't know.
Ross has gone for Maguire as man of the match. I don't know how he's worked that one out. He hasn't played for us for 3 years. But yeah, everyone's put Tarkowski, but I don't think he would be the answer. The council has gone for Farner. Natural replacement for Evans. I'm not quite a natural replacement. It's a good replacement.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a good replacement, but it's not the same. Is there anybody out there that plays that role, Jack, do you think, that could come in?
I'm not sure. I think if Leicester's going to replace Johnny Evans, you need another leader on that pitch, another defender who's a leader, someone who's going to help that team out and got that experience, who can pass on to them younger players like Fofana or the upcoming he's going to be one of the best defenders in the world at some point, Wesley Fofana.
Is Conor Roberts the lad that you had on your show?
Yes, he is.
Morning. Bet you're all happy today.
Hello,
exactly
Conor.
as I said on the preview.
Hello.
Behind Kilders.
How are you, pal?
And just can't defend for. Yeah, I won't say that this time of morning. We definitely didn't deserve anything from that. So he's saying that Man U, is that what he said? I haven't seen your show yet, Jack. He was saying the Man U weren't going to be up for it, or they're in different form.
No, he said we'd get 3 points out of yesterday's game.
All right. Well, you don't usually hear that from a Man U fan, do you?
No. And then someone told him they'd never beat us at the King Power Stadium. And then Reedy said 5-3. And then I thought about the FA Cup game as well. And then obviously yesterday we beat them as well. So we beat them 3 times in as many years.
Again, Matthew has said about JJ. Could he be the replacement for him? Would he have the steady new influence, or is he too young, Reedy, do you think?
No, I don't think. I think his main position is a left or right back. So for me, he's not going to replace him. But the one that I thought was going to replace Johnny Evans really was going to be Vestergaard. But I'm not too sure about that now. I know when he first joined, I thought, you know what, that might be the replacement. When
he came on yesterday at 3, did he come on at 3-2, Jono? When Vestergaard came on, and I just went, oh God. But actually, he didn't do too bad, did he? When he came on, he didn't have an awful lot to do, but what he did well. I think he's just gone back to basics. I think that's what Vestergaard needed to do. Just simple. Win the ball, win it in the air with your head, win it
get
on
it back up the pitch.
And that's what he did. Yeah, get it back up the pitch and start an attack from defence, which is the way we want to do. JJ not tall enough for centre-half, correct? I think that's what you've just said, really.
He's a left back.
Very quickly, next game, 3:30 kickoff on Wednesday. Reedy, are you at work?
Yes, unfortunately.
So you're going to miss it. Jono, are you at work?
I'm at work.
So you're going to miss it. Jack, you're not at work because you never work, so you'll be watching it.
Shut up, Jamie.
Every time I phone you, pal, you're always at home, so you can never be at work.
Well, not proven till guilty, I tell you that now.
So what do we think is going to happen then for the game on Wednesday?
We're going to win. We're going to show up.
We're going to show up.
I think the team's going to be changed completely for me. Like,
I think so.
Don't get me wrong. It's still not going to be. It's not going to be the best team, but as of the team yesterday, I don't think it's going to be anywhere near that team because we don't want to risk injuries anymore.
I don't know whether you saw it on TV. Well, I don't think you would have seen it at the ground. But when Vardy was coming off, he looked like he was limping. I saw that on the TV. It looked like he was limping. Hopefully, wasn't much of a knock or anything like that. But do you think he'll be rested, Jono, for Wednesday's game?
Of course he would. Of course he is. We even know there was even comments saying that he's not good. He's not fit. He's not. He's not his physical ability to play 2 games a week now. That's past. That's why we've got Daka. That's why we've got players to come in and to fill that position. I don't want him to play 2 games a week. He's brilliant playing 1 game a week. And look, international break, he came back and he looked like the freshest player on the pitch. So definitely, I don't want him to play. I want him on the bench.
Yeah, because Brentford's going to be a tough game next week, isn't it, on the Sunday?
Yeah.
Thing is, if you think about all the stuff that we had that we didn't use yesterday, the likes of Lookman, Barnes, and all that, you'd play Daka, Barnes, and Lookman up front, and it's still as good of an attack as you can get. So.
Yeah. Patrick Hutt's put there was 25 tickets sold for the Spartak game. 25 brave souls going to Moscow. That's going to be a tough one, that is. Right then, lads. That's it, Pat. That's it. And we'll talk about the rest of the games through the week. We won't do much about Brentford today because we've got the Spartak game. But yeah, I think there'll be changes for that game. I think there'll be 3 or 4 changes. I think I agree with Jono. I don't think Vardy will play. I think he'll be on the bench. Depends how Evans gets through, whether we play 4 at the back or 3 at the back again. But I think it definitely works 3 at the back and 2 wing backs. Don't you agree, Jack? I think with Castagna and Herrera, I wouldn't say we were unstoppable, but we were certainly better going forward, weren't we?
Yeah, Castagna and Ricardo, innit? I've been saying that to Reedy for weeks. Them two need to start. And Reedy's trying negotiated it, innit? But, you know, I know it wasn't the one that I wanted, the right wing situation of Castagna and Ricardo, but left back and right back, they work hard. Look at the pace of them both going forward and getting back. Bertrand, I don't think he'd get back to what Castagna were getting back to yesterday.
Yeah. Dino says that Vardy wasn't injured, he was just knackered because at the age of 34, 35, he puts a hell of a shift in every time, doesn't he? He really he does it all the time. Right then, Reedy. We will see you through the week. You've got your show on Friday night, haven't you, Reedy?
Yeah, we'll be talking about more the Brentford game. Obviously, talking a bit about the Spartak game after we played. So, yeah. Rightio,
pal. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next week. See you later, pal. Jono, are you doing the watch along on Sunday next week? Do you know?
I'm not sure yet. Maybe I'll see.
But you won't be able to do it on Wednesday, though, will you? Because you'll
be on Wednesday.
Will you be having it on your phone?
I can't say yes because I can't.
All right then, Jono, thanks for joining, and we'll speak to you again soon.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Just last comment from Ross. Brentford will be a tougher game than Man U, Jack. I really agree with that, don't you?
Yeah, there'll be a difficult game, but Brentford's got a. They're a very good side. Thomas Frank, he's doing a fantastic job. Ivan Toney, Brian Mbuemo, fantastic players. I mean, look at the Chelsea game yesterday. They played well against Chelsea. They could have got a draw out of the game. I mean, Mendy kept Chelsea in it. What some fantastic saves yesterday from Mendy. If it weren't for Mendy yesterday, Chelsea would have conceded about 3 or 4 yesterday against Brentford. They'll bring quite a lot of threat in the strike force and Mbuemo and Ivan Toney, but you know that it's going to be a difficult game, but it's going to be a test at Leicester relish and hopefully get out 3 points next week at Brentford.
Let's hope so. Jack, WSL show Tuesday night, yes?
I hope so. I'm not sure yet because they're not playing all its international break for 3 weeks, so we'll see.
3 weeks?
Mm.
Blimey. Okay then. And Wednesday night away fan show, yes?
Yeah, after Spartak Moscow game, yeah. So I'll get if I haven't got Brentford on for now, I'll get the lads on to get their Brentford's opinion. So yeah, all good.
Rightio, Jack. We shall see you through the week, pal. Be good.
Bye-bye.
See you later, mate. Have fun. Right, another successful aftermath show. The famous Foxes aftermath show. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, whatever channel you're watching on, whether it's Twitter, Facebook or YouTube. We're getting near that 8,000 on YouTube. If you haven't yet, please go and subscribe. Much appreciated. And I've just got one thing to say. Come on, you Foxes!
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.